get this party started. For some reason, my controller is not letting me start. How does this game work? Here we go. Alright. Sorry about that, folks, for the false start there. This is Denver for State Champs Esports. Today, we are going to be playing, as you can probably tell, the classic game Tetris for the Sega Genesis Mini. Before we get too far into the stream tonight, I want to thank our sponsors. Of course, Lawrence Tech, Hungry Howie's, and Army Michigan. We would not be able to do any of this without their help and assistance. We greatly appreciate everything that they do for us. And if I sound a little distracted, it's because I am. I haven't played this game in a long time, and I'm a little rusty. And I don't think I've ever played it on the Sega Genesis before, because, as I recently found out, Tetris was not really commercially released on the Sega Genesis. Apparently, it was made and it was packaged, as you can kind of see the little artwork that I found online up in the corner there. It was made but not ever released due to some licensing rights. Apparently Nintendo had an agreement of some sorts. I tried finding out as much as I could, but it was very confusing and difficult to wade through all the different rights issues. Apparently there was multiple companies that claimed that they licensed the rights from the Russian government because it was a game, obviously, as most people know, designed and developed in Russia, and because at the time they were a communist state, everything that was made for the company that the developers and designers worked at went right to the Russian government. So I don't think any of the guys that created the game actually made any money off of it, at least not that I'm aware of. Oh, that's a bummer. That's gonna leave a mark. Alright, now if you've listened or watched any of our other streams of classic retro games, you know that I did a pretty long, month-long series of Atari 2600 games. Ooh, things are starting to fall apart here rapidly, folks. And I will probably revisit some of those Atari games, but we have this Sega Genesis Mini, which came out last year, I believe it was. And so I wanted to, just mix things up a little bit, take a break from Atari, and jump over to the Sega Genesis. As far as growing up, the systems that I had as a kid in order were the Atari 2600, and then I believe I went right into a Commodore 64, and then there was always the classic Nintendo, the NES, not the Super Nintendo, because I actually had... Ooh, I'm fading fast here, folks. I told you I was rusty. Ooh, oh, painful. All right, so I got 5,300 on my first round. Not too bad, not too bad. Okay, let's see if I can figure out how to get to the next game. Strange little monkey guy there. Okay, let's see. Oh, I wasn't able to put in my initials. Oh well. Let's try this again. Okay, where was I? Oh, so yeah, I did not have the Super Nintendo. I had the Sega Genesis, which was the console that was out at the same time as the Sega Genesis. So I don't know how most other people, how the Sega stacks up for them, but for me it was one of those great consoles that just had a ton of great games. Now I do admit I was starting to age out a little bit of video games by the time the Sega Genesis came out, so I really didn't master any of the games the way I did especially the Atari, because obviously the younger you are, the more time you have to dedicate to these games. I had school and sports and all the other fun stuff. But definitely spent many an hour on my Sega Genesis. The Mini has about 40 games. I think it's actually 42 games. Now there was over 900 games made and released for the Sega Genesis. So this Mini is really just kind of a scratch of the surface for the other games. So hopefully they will put out a second edition to the Mini. I know there's been many iterations of Sega Genesis games released for PlayStation and different gaming systems, because I'll be honest, when I picked up the Mini, there wasn't a ton of games that I was super familiar with. Of course, there was quite a few, but I don't think I owned as many of the games as I thought I was going to. Alright, sorry folks, I'm just starting to... Uh-oh. Looks like I'm in trouble. Oh no. Can I fight my way out of this? Nope. Dunzo. And that was only 1100. Oof. Not good at all. Not good at all. Alright. Come on, baby. How do I get out of this? Okay, there we go. Now what's interesting is, and I think I mentioned it earlier, I was a big Tetris fan, but not of the Sega Genesis version. I thought maybe that's where I had played it, but it must have been on another console, and for the life of me I can't remember which one it was. Maybe it was the Nintendo. But this is playing pretty much like I remember it. The backgrounds are a bit different. I don't think I've ever seen any of these little scenic backgrounds, and then that weird monkey that pops up at the end. I don't know what that's all about. But the gameplay itself is all very familiar. And I believe I saw, just to kind of show you the seemingly never-ending popularity of Tetris, I believe I saw a recent game for a new Tetris that's coming out on Xbox. Is it Tetris Connected or United? Where it looked like you had 3 different Tetris games going at once. It looked pretty wild. I definitely will check that one out when I can. But I gotta say, this old school version here is making me very nostalgic and very happy. I found out recently that they are making a Tetris movie, not about like a fictionalized version of the game, which I think there was talk of them doing that after the Pixels movie with Adam Sandler. This is going to star Taron Egerton, the movie that I heard about. He played Elton John in the recent Rocket Man biopic, and you might know him better as Eggsy from the Kingsman movies. But he's going to be playing the guy that got the rights to the game and had to wage a crazy legal battle to assert those rights, and it doesn't seem like it would make that great of a movie, a legal battle about Tetris. But considering everything that I read about how crazy the rights issues were, who knows, maybe it will be interesting. Excuse me while I sneeze here. Ooh. Okay, I was able to avoid spreading corona throughout my basement here. Alright. Play a couple more rounds here so I can finally get past this 5,000 mark that I set in the first game. See if I can top that. Maybe not. That might be. Let's see if I can slide that one in there. Ooh, look at that. Oh yeah, now we're talking. I think I can slide that one in there as well. This is my custom move. Yeah, there you go. To get those, you just have to push over as soon as you can, and it'll kind of populate in there. I used to know all the tricks. I'm a little off my game here, and the screen I'm playing on is not very large either, so that's not making it any easier. Although I know people that play Tetris still today on their little phones and screens, which to me seems like it would be almost impossible because they're so dang small. But maybe that's just because my eyesight's not what it was. I'm getting older. Maybe these youngsters out there can handle the small screens, but not I. Alright, let's see. If you have any Sega Genesis games that you would like me to play next, make sure to leave them in the comments, and I will put that into the mix. Now remember, there's only the 40 or so games available on the Sega Genesis Mini, so not all Sega games, and probably not some of your favorites are on here. Of course, I got some of the classics like Sonic, and Altered Beast was always a favorite one, and the list goes on. And like I said, there was a lot that I never even heard of. So be anxious to try out those games because it'll be new for me. New old, I guess you could call it. Okay, there we go. Can drop that bad boy in there. Beauty. Put this one here. I was gonna actually start a the coin op series, but I forgot that we had this Sega Genesis Mini, and I hadn't really had a chance to play it much. The pandemic kicked in and got off on the Atari kick, and totally forgot to give this one a try. Alright, so let's see if I can get something going here. Kinda got myself into a little bit of a sticky situation. I need some long ones here. Or a square would be good. Oh, shoot. Oh, I just choked. It's gonna be hard to come back from this one. Sorry, folks. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ah. Bummer. 3,900. Okay, so almost got it up to my 5,000 mark. Let's see if I can get it to 5,000. Can't quite figure out how this controller works here. At least not what buttons to push. Okay. To be done. Okay, there we go. Starting to pull it together here. There we go. Oh yeah. That wasn't exactly what I wanted to do, but we'll make it work. Yeah, I remember the key was always looking at the piece that's coming up next, so that you're kind of always one step ahead. And let's see, what will this get me? That much. Here. Here. Oh, I need a red one. Come on, baby. Building up the one side like that, making me a little nervous. Okay, I really need a red one, folks. I guess I'm gonna have to not wait. Oh no, this is not gonna be pretty. Dang. Oh, I just choked. I blew it. Sorry, everybody. Oh man, that was, I think, my worst one of the night. Holy smokes, only 700. Pathetic. Alright, come on, baby. How do I get out of this? There we go. Now, if you're not into old school gaming and you want to check out some VR, I played the Iron Man, the new Marvel Iron Man VR on PS4 last night, and my son Bruno joined me for that. He was going to play tonight, but I wanted to start with Tetris And even though there is a 2-player mode, I always played it as a 1-player game, so I just figured, well, for tonight we'll let him have his fun on his own, and maybe he'll join me on the next game, because I know there are a lot of really good 2-player Sega games, but Tetris, to me, that's always going to be more of a 1-player game, in my humble opinion. Tempting, but no. Leave it there. There we go. Now we got a block. That'll fit. Oh boy, that was a bonehead move. I have a tendency sometimes to get excited and put the piece in too quickly. But there we go. This will allow me to somewhat redeem myself here. Got 3 rows on that one. Not too shabby. Yeah, I'm getting used to kind of looking at the pieces coming up and anticipating where they're gonna drop, or where I'm going to drop them, I should say. There we go, make it glow. There we go, nice. Go straight down. Here. Ooh, I'm feeling good, people. I'm feeling good. There we go. Yes. Got 3 lines on this bad boy. Nice. Alright. Oh, there we go. This is more my old ways here. Getting up to 10 G's, baby. Gotta love it, gotta love it. Okey-dokey. And if you never have checked out our weekly State Champs Esports show, we kind of talk a little bit of gaming news, and we have game reviews, and a lot of times we'll have highlights once we have tournaments and league play going, and then we always usually try to have a really good interview with somebody from the esports or video gaming community. So it's a fun, quick show. It's usually about 10-15 minutes, and we put that out every Friday afternoon, so make sure to come check that out on our State Champs YouTube channel, or our Facebook, or Instagram. We put it out everywhere. You can't miss it. Ooh, there we go. There we go. Okay, okay. Now we're talking. There, yes. Okay, good, good. Let that drop. Bring this over. Bring this over here. Bring this over there. Ooh, good. Starting to pick up the speed here on me. Not quite used to that going that fast. Ooh, 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 ah, ugly, ugly, ooh, 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 you, ooh. Alright, well, sorry folks. That didn't quite end as nicely as I wanted to, but hey, 15,000. I tripled my previous best score, so I think on that note, I better go out on top with that score. I'm happy with that score. I'm proud of it. Not a record setter, but I'm gonna try to enter my initials here. Just go with the good old D, E, N for Denver. And oh, I I got first place. Yeah, baby, 29 lines. Now we're talking. All right, well, thanks everybody for watching. This has been Denver from State Champs Esports. We'll be back with another Sega Genesis Mini game for you. And before I go, of course, I got to thank Lawrence Technological University, Army, Michigan, and Hungry Howie's Pizza. We'll see you next time.